just act normal. No one has to know.
Number 10. Peppa's anxiety-driven gift. Peppa's gift is tied to her emotional state in a way that differs from the other madrigals.
My tia Peppa, her mood affects the weather. When she's unhappy, well, the temperature gets weird.
When she's upset, angry, or nervous, she can quite literally stress up a storm. After all, it was her jitters that created a hurricane on her wedding day.
Bruno says it looks like rain.
What did he tell her?
In doing so, he floods my brain.
I will like the umbrella.
However, like another popular Disney character, she's often encouraged to conceal her emotions to avoid a natural disaster. Peppa's gift could be perceived as a relatable manifestation for those struggling with anxiety, and the character garnered plenty of empathy from older viewers.
Peppa, calm down.
I'm doing my best.
Yes.
You're lucky it's not a hurricane.
Perhaps Peppa helps some kids understand their own feelings too, but for many, she was probably just the angry lady who made it rain. Number 9. A nod to the 1990 FIFA World Cup. When Mirabel meets Bruno in his makeshift abode inside the walls, he shows her a trio of slides on his DIY entertainment set.
Plus, free entertainment. So what do you like? What do you like? You like sports?
Game shows.
Telenovelas. Their love could never be.
Soccer fans will recognize one of them as a recreation of the Colombia vs. West Germany match from the 1990 FIFA World Cup. Thanks to Freddy Rincon's goal, the game ended in a tie. It quickly became a huge point of pride for Colombians, who hadn't seen their country compete in the tournament since the 60s.
It was an amazing, happy moment for the whole country. And I still get emotional whenever I watch it. Everyone still remembers it. It's part of our history.
And if you look closely, Bruno's even included the famous Birdman fan, who became a staple at Colombian soccer games. Unless you're a hardcore fan from the 90s, or grew up with someone who was, you'd be forgiven for missing this small yet brilliant detail. Number 8. Louisa represents female empowerment. Back when many of us were kids, a character like Louisa Madrigal was unthinkable. A strong woman with muscles who didn't need a man for heavy lifting. There's no way we'd see that on our screens.
Louisa, can you reroute the river?
Will do.
Lisa, the donkeys got out again.
On it.
With Louisa, we get a female character who proves you can be both vulnerable and strong. But the entertainment industry has tried to be more mindful of its female representation in recent years.
I think you're carrying way too much.
Maybe I overdo it.
Yep.
So despite being revolutionary, Louisa's nuanced arc probably feels less groundbreaking to young fans. Incidentally, her song Surface Pressure was inspired by Lin-Manuel Miranda's Big Sister and identifies the burdens often placed on older siblings.
Give it to your sister, it doesn't hurt, and see if she can handle every family burden. Watch as she buckles and bends, but never breaks. No mistakes!
It's hardly surprising that Louisa's become Encanto's breakout character, helping women feel understood in ways they didn't before.
It's a dream when we work as a team. You're so strong.
Yeah, but sometimes I cry.
So do I.
Number 7. Camilo helps an exhausted mother. Camilo is often seen using his shapeshifting abilities to play jokes on his family.
There you are.
Look at you.
All grown up.
Pepe, amor, you're gonna get him all wet.
You are make your papa proud.
I don't sound like that. I don't sound like that.
However, during Abuela Alma's verse in the family Madrigal, we get a glimpse of how his gift benefits the community. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but Camilo comes to the aid of an exhausted mother with a crying baby.
World keeps turning, but work and dedication will keep the miracle burning, and each new generation must keep the miracle burning.
He shapeshifts into the weary woman so he can look after the screaming infant while she takes a nap. He even provides her with a pillow.
Cousin Dolores can hear a pin drop. Camilo shapeshifts. Antonio gets his gift today.
This thoughtful gesture probably went over the heads of kids watching, but we have no doubt that many tired parents wish they had a Camilo in their life after seeing this. Number 6. Mirabel's Gift of Denial is a cover. Our protagonist is determined to show everyone that she's just as special as her gifted family. However, not everybody's buying it.
Maybe your gift is being in denial.
But who is she really trying to convince? The town kids or herself? Some older viewers might recognize that Mirabel's typically optimistic disposition veils her true feelings, and many of her actions are motivated by a desire to fit in.
I am still a part of the family, Madrigal, and I'm fine. I am totally fine. I will stand on the side as you shine.
During Waiting on a Miracle, she confesses that she would move mountains just to feel like a more integral part of her family. It's a sad undertone that was likely lost on younger audiences, but undoubtedly hit many grown-ups straight in the feels.
You're just as special as anyone else in this family.
You just healed my hand with an arepa con queso.
Number 5. The drinks are strong. While everyone unleashes their inner party animal to celebrate Antonio's ceremony, Mirabel hides away for a powerful musical moment alone. After concluding her ballad, she soon sees the cracks forming in her beloved casita for the first time. She runs back to the party to alert the family, arousing the attention of the partygoers in the process.
The house is in danger! The tiles were falling and there were cracks everywhere. And the candle almost went out.
Show me.
But when everyone comes to examine the alleged fractures, there's no crack in sight. Alma does some quick damage control with a joke aimed at audiences above the legal drinking age, which, incidentally, Mirabel isn't.
There is nothing wrong with La Casa Madrigal. The magic is strong. And so are the drinks. Please, music!
We imagine this isn't a joke parents want to explain to their kids quite yet anyway. Number 4. Wednesday. Even the film's most die-hard fans might be surprised by some of its finer distinctions. When Dolores overhears Mirabel and her father discussing Bruno's prophecy, Agustin responds in an interesting manner.
No one will know. Just act normal. No one has to know.
I know. She's gonna tell everyone.
Time to eat!
Miércoles.
If you remember your school Spanish, you'll know this literally translates to Wednesday. However, in Colombia, it's also a PG stand-in for something we won't say out loud.
I broke into Bruno's tower. I found his last vision. The family's in trouble. The magic is dying. The house is breaking. Luisa's gift is fading, and I think it's all because of me.
Apparently, this is quite common among Colombians looking for clean alternatives to expletives.
Then let's hope tonight is not a horrible disaster.
To a perfect night. Salud!
Salud!
In this case, we'd say that it probably wasn't just the kids who didn't get the joke. But now that we're in on it, it only makes us love Encanto even more. Number 3. Louisa knows her Greek mythology. Thanks to her superhuman strength, Louisa has a never-ending to-do list. But she never objects, at least outwardly.
What are you hiding?
Nothing. Just got a lot of chores, so maybe you should just go home.
Lisa, my house is leaning to the...
Dolores said your eye was twitching. And it never twitches if something's making you nervous.
However, in Surface Pressure, she reveals that she's burnt out and actually uses Greek mythology to explain her feelings.
Under the surface, I feel berserk as a tightrope walker in a 3-ring circus. Under the surface, was Hercules ever like, yo, I don't wanna fight Cerberus?
For instance, she wonders how Hercules felt battling Hades' multi-headed hound, and there's a moment where she holds up the earth like the Titan Atlas. Obviously, we don't expect kids to be familiar with these references, and we wouldn't expect them to pick up on the epic nod to Titanic either. They can just enjoy the song for the bop that it is, but we'll never stop obsessing over these clever touches.
Pressure like a grip, 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 and it won't let go. Whoa. Pressure like a tick, 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 till it's ready to blow. Whoa.
Number 2. Colombia's History. While Encanto's timeline is deliberately vague, many believe it takes place in or around the 1950s. Although the location of their village is fictional, the story is presumably tied to actual historical events.
When my 3 babies had just been born, your abuelo Pedro and I were forced to flee our home.
It's widely assumed that the conflict from which Alma and Pedro were fleeing is the Thousand Days' War, a battle that took place between 1899 and 1902. By the time we meet the Madrigals, Alma's had the candle long enough for her kids to raise kids, so this adds up.
50 years ago, in our darkest moment, this candle blessed us with a miracle.
The technology we see, like the gramophone and camera, provide hints about the potential time period as well.
We need a picture.
Everyone, come.
It's a great night. It's a perfect night.
Kids today probably wouldn't even recognize those devices, let alone have enough knowledge of Colombian history to try and piece together a hypothetical timeline. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Bruno's discolored image on the family tree. The Madrigals seem pretty determined to erase him from memory altogether.
I can't just talk about myself. I'm only part of the amazing Madrigals.
Who's all the amazing Madrigals?
Ah, you're not gonna leave me alone, are you? Casita, help me out.
Bruno's superstitions. A combination of a self-fulfilling prophecy and living in solitude for so long.
Knock on wood. You were never supposed to see that vision. No one was.
But
a little salt. Sugar?
A Doctor Who moment. Time and relative dimensions in Antonio's bedroom.
It's bigger and
Patience. Number 1. The Colombian culture. To make Encanto, directors Jared Bush and Byron Howard and songwriter Lin-Manuel Miranda spent time in Colombia with cultural consultants, immersing themselves in the land.
We've been told that Colombia is an amazing crossroads of Latin America, where culture and history and music and architecture all come together, and we want to go down there, feel it for ourselves, soak it all in.
The team spoke to many locals and continued doing research after the voyage in order to recreate Colombia's sense of magical realism authentically.
We're in the secret forest. Secret forest, Jared.
Well, actually, it's my favorite place in Hacienda Bambusa. It's a magical place, you see. I enter into this place and get peace.
You can see this through their choice of flowers, wildlife, fashion, food, music, architecture, and even nods to the famous Colombian author Gabriel Garcia Marquez. They were so enamored with the vastness of cultures and regional landscapes that they also tried to portray the variety through Casita's various rooms. Children might not appreciate this attention to detail right now, but it certainly adds to the magic of the movie.
Colombia has a lot of rich musical traditions within itself that are unique to Colombia, but also there's an incredible amount of variety.
Colombian music is special because we do it with our heart, we do it with love.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.